Good morning, America. This is Jersey Talk, the podcast for the fans by the fans. We try to talk sports. Follow us on Twitter at Jersey Talk 20. Find us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe and maybe the like button. We're on Spotify and soon Apple Podcasts. I know for our 20 listeners, that's going to be huge. And I'm telling you guys, I think that's what's going to make us pop. I think our viewership from 20 is going to go to like 672 probably. So I'm telling you.
I think it's going to go to like a billion.
A billion. Like a billion with a B.
A B.
Oh, a B. Like a Trump billion.
Yeah, like Basant billion.
Okay.
New nickname.
Okay.
Okay.
I like. God damn. That was good. I like that.
That was good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we got a butt ton to talk about this week. But last week though, we talked about the quarterback carousel this offseason, and we'll keep that news updated like this week. My name is Kyle. With me are the two homies, Jacob and Basant. How was your guys' romantic Valentine's Day? You guys do anything fun? Everyone's week going good so far?
I listened to a bunch of Tame Impala.
Oh,
That's what I did on Valentine's Day.
Loved. It can't go wrong.
Yeah, you were posting all about that.
I saw the Sonic movie, man.
How was it?
What?
Oh, no, I didn't see it. No, it came out on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I actually heard it was pretty solid, though.
I mean, they had to change the whole freaking animation.
But like, I heard the opening of the movie. It's like if you like the Sonic video games, the opening of the movie you'll love. So,
interesting.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it because Jim Carrey too.
Yeah.
So let's get rolling with the weekly hooks. These are our weekly news and our reactions. If we don't got nothing to say, we don't gotta say nothing. If Jacob wants to comment on something, he is more than welcome to.
Yes, sir.
We'll start with some pretty incredible news that I'm pretty happy about. After his terrifying wreck, NASCAR racer Ryan Newman has been treated and released from the hospital. I couldn't be happier for him and his family. When I saw the wreck, I thought the worst possible outcome. This is great news. Any words on this?
Of course.
Did
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Walking with his
I thought he was dead. I thought he was
okay,
dead.
so I don't watch NASCAR at all, but I do know a little bit. I do know a little bit of history about Daytona 500, and obviously you guys know of Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
So his Dale Earnhardt Sr., he actually died in 2001, I think it was.
Yep.
At the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
And ever since then, NASCAR pretty much made everything safer.
Yeah.
So I felt like that had a lot to contribute to.
Yeah. No, kudos to NASCAR. It's like they actually it took the most extreme thing to happen, but it's like once that happened, it's like this is the first time we've really gotten to see like that happen again and see if the outcome's different. And like it seems like it was.
Different.
Yeah, it seems like what the progress they've made towards driver safety.
I mean, the guy got hit on his driver's side door at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then when it first flipped, it flipped on top of his side, not the.
And then he got slammed by the car. That was
it was
scary.
I'm glad that I'm glad because I remember seeing that like hours later that he was being treated, and the report came out that he was probably going to be fine. I'm like, oh, this is great.
The winner of the race, though, I really didn't like the fact that the driver, like, he clearly saw that he wrecked, and he stated in his post interview that, I didn't know the severity. Yeah. The guy clearly wrecked.
Right.
And there's ambulance and fire trucks, going after him. And you see his pit crew and him doing donuts, celebrating. Yeah. So that was a little bit of frustrating to see, nonetheless.
Yeah. I understand that. Now we'll move on to some MLB, like everyone else. It has been discovered that the Houston Astros have no PR management team and that they keep sounding like fools and becoming the most hated organization in all of baseball and maybe all of sports.
All sports.
I am talking about you, Carlos Carrera. You idiot. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking. Did you see that?
Yeah. I
with
saw
Ken
it.
Rosenthal. Oh my god! Like he just sounded like a
Astros
jackass.
Okay, Kyle, what do you think is going to eventually end up happening? Like realistically.
Oh no, we'll get to that. We got. Don't worry, we got plenty. We'll address that later. But no. Also, more onto that is multiple players, including Mike Trout, who never talks, Aaron Judge and Hugh Darvish have all spoken against the Astros this week. And like I just said, we'll address more on that later. The reason I point out those three players are Mike Trout never talks, and he's also the best player in baseball. Aaron Judge. Okay. One of the three. Okay, one of the three. Top three. Aaron Judge, because I included Aaron Judge and Hugh Darvish because I could make the argument directly involved in this cheating scandal. Yeah. Because Aaron Judge,
because it affected their
MVP, and Hugh Darvish after that series was looked at as a choker, and you could probably impacted his free agency a little bit.
And Aaron Judge, like he had a lot of respect for Altuve, so
I mean, isn't there a famous picture of them like standing next to each other?
He deleted it.
I mean, rightfully so. Yeah, I mean, they went from one of the most loved baseball teams
to the most hated.
Yeah, real fast. Now moving on to some NBA news. Adam Silver announced during All-Star Weekend that the All-Star MVP trophy is being renamed the Kobe Bryant MVP Award. Class move by the NBA. Kobe had been to 18 All-Star games, the second most all-time behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and won the All-Star Game MVP Award 4 times. So it's pretty earning that award is named after him.
That's crazy. 18 out of 20 years.
Yeah. And then this weekend, Kawhi Leonard, of all the players, won the award. And if you follow Kawhi Leonard, you know how much this means to him. Right. He grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant. If you watch Kawhi Leonard, his game is very similar to Michael Jordan's and Kobe Bryant's. So
correct.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty awesome. Did you guys watch the All-Star game at all?
No.
No, sir.
I didn't.
Did you guys catch anything though? Like
I just saw like highlights.
Highlights.
It was pretty awesome. I catch the. I started watching like the third quarter because that's when I had time to watch it, and thank the Lord I did, because that the new rule they implemented with the 24 you have to get to 24 points,
and they have a target score, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Is once the fourth quarter starts, it's the first 24 more point, like whoever gets whatever your scores are, the first 24 pretty much wins.
Oh, gotcha.
And
I know that it got really close towards that.
It was a few free throw. It came down to literally a free throw. AD missed one, but apparently he did it on purpose to put pressure on him, and then he nailed the last one, which is ironic because Kobe's 81-point game ended on a free throw.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw some weird stuff on Instagram about how the whole scoring went down. It had something to do with Kobe and his daughter, and it matched up perfectly.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome. Yeah. And then their numbers were 24-2.
Yeah,
one team more. That was awesome.
Who was who? I think LeBron was.
I think
LeBron was 20.
No, I think
LeBron was 2.
Yeah, I think the West LeBron's team was 2. Giannis was 24. Chicago Police Department has issued an arrest warrant for Adam Silver, Dwayne Wade, and Derek Jones Jr. for robbery. Saturday night, after Aaron Gordon dunked over 75 Taco Fall, it was announced that Derek Jones Jr. won the dunk contest, in which had been Gordon's trophy, in my opinion. But in all seriousness, this was another great dunk contest involving Aaron Gordon, and Derek Jones Jr. was fantastic. I don't want to take anything away from him. Gordon said afterwards, though, he is done with the dunk contest. Any opinions on that?
Yeah, I think he should be done. He should have won twice now.
Yeah,
okay.
He should have won twice now.
Amen, brother.
You gonna leave me hanging?
Come on.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought you were on the.
No.
Yeah. Derek Jones Jr. is on track to be healthy. Not Derek Jones Jr. DeMarcus Cousins is on track to be healthy for the NBA playoffs, per head coach Frank Vogel. Pretty big news for the Western Conference. It'll be interesting to see where that chemistry. Okay, it'll be interesting to see how that works out with the chemistry and stuff. Blah blah blah. Sorry, my phone. Cleveland Cavaliers have fired head coach John Beilein. JB Bickerstaff is set to become the head coach. JB Bickerstaff. I mean, I'm sorry I busted out laughing, but it's like he didn't even make it half a year in, and he's already out. Just another college coach that failed in the NBA. It's
a LeBron effect.
Yeah, it is the LeBron effect. Clear, just teams after he leaves just go in the dumps. I mean, the Heat. The Heat are back, so
yeah. They have a bunch of young guys.
But the Heat are also a good organization. Yeah. The Cavs.
It's Cleveland. It's Ohio, dude. Just delete Ohio.
Hey, what's wrong with Ohio? It's just Cleveland.
You're from Illinois. You tell me what's wrong with Ohio.
It doesn't have Chicago.
That's it.
Okay. I mean, that's all Illinois. I mean, if we're being honest, all Illinois has going for it is
come on, Abe
farm.
Lincoln. Abe Lincoln.
Okay, Abe Lincoln, but he's dead.
Legal weed.
Stop. Yeah, you guys are beating me to it. Okay. Yes, they have legal weed in Chicago and like a lot of corn and some good hot dogs.
Okay.
Good hot dogs. But it's the greatest city. It's the greatest city in the world. So it doesn't really matter. Kyrie Irving has gone ahead with shoulder surgery and he is out for the rest of the season. Of course, I find this funny too. I mean, it's just his comments on his teammates and then this. And I had problems with it, but like I don't think anything was necessarily like wrong with it. I just think it's
a smart move.
No, it is a smart move because like KD's already ruled out for the rest of the season.
So might as well.
And they probably were looking at it like, do we really have a shot at really like what's the because go in the playoffs like what? Imagine if Kyrie got hurt and he's out for the beginning of next season, like
then they're screwed.
Yeah, what is there really a point to all this? But it'll be interesting to see how the Nets perform next year.
I just hope both of them can stay healthy next year.
I do too. I'm not necessarily worried about KD staying healthy, but because outside the ACL, like he's been
Achilles.
Fine. Yeah, Achilles. But Kyrie's had a series of injuries, so I would be concerned about him.
So he's actually injured.
Yeah. He re-aggravated his shoulder, and now he's out for the season. Amen for my fantasy basketball team. I got Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't like injuries, but injuries have screwed me all season. So now we'll move on to the Detroit Pistons have agreed to a buyout with point guard Reggie Jackson. He'll be signing with the LA Clippers. They're loading up for the Lakers. Now on to some NFL news. We'll start off with rumors are swirling that the Raiders are going to offer Tom Brady a 2-year, $60 million deal.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah. This hints at Derek Carr possibly being on the trade market. Watch out for that situation. Another quarterback to add to the never-ending carousel.
Why would they do that?
What?
$60 million for 2 years? A quarterback who's 42 years old.
Okay, but that's smart though, because then you load up the front end because it's like, it's only 2 years though.
Okay, but who would Tom Brady have to work with?
You have the O-line, Josh Jacobs, Tyrell Williams, and I bet they'll bring in another receiver. I bet they have enough cap space to bring in a receiver, and I bet they would, or at the very least draft one, and they have the draft capital to do it. So we'll get more on that because I'll bring it up right now. There's apparently Adam Schefter said this today that the 3 teams on Tom Brady's list apparently are the Raiders, Patriots, and Tennessee Titans.
Not the Chargers.
No, not the Chargers.
And not the Colts either.
Not the Colts. And the Colts because that's Peyton's house, and I don't like that. The Colts thing never made sense to me. And the Chargers, guess what? They don't have no line though.
Yeah.
They
have receivers. They don't just
exactly. With the Raiders and Titans, guess what?
You have an O-line.
They both have O-lines, and the Raiders have players that they have Trent Brown, who Brady's worked with, and that was awesome in New England.
I don't know why, but I feel like Tennessee's his best fit. He has the O-line. He has Mike Vrabel, who's his former teammate. Yeah. So he has a good foundation.
The connections are there.
He has young receivers too.
Yeah, yeah.
And Derrick Henry.
Yeah. No.
If I don't know
what
Derrick Henry, that's a conversation for another day. I feel like.
Got it. All right. After Myles Garrett reinstatement last week, he followed it with an interview doubling down on his stance at quarterback. Mason Rudolph had used racist language towards him. He did not say this was an excuse for what he did. And what he did, though, was unexcusable. He just wanted to provide context on why. And he has put it in the past for him. Mason Rudolph and Mike Tomlin have both issued statements denying this such claim, and Tomlin has provided full support for Mason. And then on top of that, Mason Rudolph's agent has hinted at possible legal action as well. But I don't think they're going to go through with that. You guys got anything to say about this situation?
It's a little extra. I mean,
why bring it back up?
Well, yeah, not just that. Like, they're just being butthurt to each other. That's pretty much it. Like, they're just fighting their case. Like, I totally get where both their perspectives are at. And I'm not going to side with either one of them. Yeah. But from Mason Rudolph's perspective, there are a lot of the demographic of who he's surrounded by would probably take offense to that if it were true.
Yeah.
Now we have no, proof that he actually said what he did. Right. There might have been field audio.
Well, the thing is, if there was, wouldn't the NFL would have it. Like, if there was anything, it would already be out.
They would never release that. Bro.
You really don't?
Absolutely not.
Do you know what people would say to that, man?
Imagine what explosion that would cause throughout the entire league. Mm-hmm. That's just one guy.
But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially if it was bad. Yeah, there's no way.
And this is from the Steelers' perspective. The Steelers are a very diverse team, So if you have something like this
they have been the leader in all this, all the racial, because they're the ones that got the Rooney Rule. Like they're the ones that push for that.
And I hope that Tomlin makes some sense out of this too. I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong.
I'm going to just put it out there. I don't think Mason Rudolph said it. And I've relatively been, I guess, a Myles Garrett defender, but I just think if the evidence was out there, the NFL would have put it out there, or they not even put it out there. But yeah, he did. Like they would have told someone. Yeah, he did say something. Maybe not put it out, but.
I felt like him with Myles Garrett getting reinstated. It kind of just sparked this whole outrage again. So
that's my thing. It's like if you didn't say anything, this isn't a topic. But he had an interview. Left tackle Greg Robinson is facing federal charges for possession of marijuana with intent to distribute after his arrest at the border. Now, to most people, this is just another story. An NFL player gets arrested with some pot. He had 157 pounds. Think about that.
He's a lineman.
Basant, how much do you weigh?
The weed clearly weighed more than me. That's all I'm going to say.
I weigh 162 pounds. I weighed myself yesterday.
Yeah. I weigh close to almost 130.
He had almost my entire body weight of weed.
In duffel bags.
And oh my God.
And was he crossing from Mexico into Texas?
That I do not know. I don't have the details on that. And there was another player with him as well that he had played with at Auburn, and
he plays for the Texans.
Yeah, he was the Texans cornerback. I don't even know if he still played for the Texans. But before we continue with our weekly hooks into our NFL cuts and signs, we are going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. All right, so we are back. Thank you, Anchor, for being our lovely sponsor. We will continue with weekly hooks, and we're on to NFL signs and cuts. Cornerback Josh Norman was cut by Washington Redskins. So was Paul Richardson, only 2 years after signing a 5-year, $40 million deal. Cornerback Vernon Hargreaves was cut by the Houston Texans. Safety Tony Jefferson was released from the Ravens. Outside linebacker Nigel Bradham has been released from the Eagles.
What?
Yeah. I included this because this can hint at a possible free agent spending because they didn't need to cut him. He was set to be a free agent, but if they cut him, they save more cap space. Oh, okay. So this could be hinting at they're trying to bring people in. Right. And with the CBA, if it gets passed, who knows?
Damn, I like
AJ Green. Amari Cooper.
Oh my God!
I think they're trying to bring in a top 5 wide receiver.
I would go nuts.
Defensive end Everson Griffin opted out of his contract and will become a free agent. This is interesting because there were a lot of rumors going around he might be on the cut market, like he was on the cut market, but I guess he took himself off it. Jordan Reed has been cut by the Washington Redskins. Tight end Jordan Reed has been cut by the Washington Redskins.
His injury
concussion history,
like it's bad.
I know. I bet he will go to a team for a 1 year, $3-4 million deal, and if he gets a concussion or any sort of injury, I think it's done. I think that will be the last straw. With me, the last straw was about 2 concussions ago.
I can't even remember the last season he's played the entire season
without getting a concussion. Yeah. It was his rookie year, and he still ended up with the concussion in the playoffs. Like that's the last time I remember seeing him play. Like
what year was that? Like 2011,
2012. Yeah, because he came in with RG3.
Do you imagine 7 consecutive years?
Yeah,
with a concussion. No, 8.
Yeah, I mean it's every other year it's a concussion or he's hurt. Like I don't even think he's. Yeah, it's crazy.
How's he allowed to play? Because Wes Welker had to retire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like he's had way more concussions than any of these guys. But
he's a tight end.
Yeah,
big dog.
Yeah, I guess. And Aaron Hernandez was a tight end.
Let's not go there.
Whoa.
Yeah. NFL. I'm not saying. NFL owners are meeting and are going to push for a new CBA that includes a 17-game regular season. The playoffs would expand to 7 teams, making it into making it in each conference with only 1 bye week. And the preseason would be only 3 games. The catch is that it was leaked that players would only make $250,000 on their game checks in the Week 17 game.
Only $250,000. I like how you said only.
Okay.
Only.
Yeah, that's
Only.
It's $250,000 per player. Man.
Okay, yeah, fair. Seattle Seahawks signed tight end Greg Olsen to a 1-year deal.
Smart move.
Yeah, I like it.
Smart move by both parties.
Yeah, because then it allows Disley to properly rehab, and when he comes back, it's like, you got a pretty nice 2 tight ends.
In a way,
especially with what they want to do, they like to ground and pound. I can see that work with DK and Tyler Lockett. Oof. I like it. I like it a lot.
Especially with the whole Jimmy Graham, they didn't really utilize
experiment.
him. So I feel like Greg Olsen.
I know, and I also think Greg Olsen will work out more because it seems like Wilson's kind of more welcoming with him because when he got cut, there was people have seen it on Twitter, but Russell Wilson posted a picture in support of him getting signed, and then when he got signed by the Seahawks, he was like, "Huh, interesting."
See, Russell Wilson, aside from Eli Manning, Russell Wilson is a quarterback who utilizes his tight ends to the max.
Oh yeah,
regardless of who they are.
Mm.
He 5th round pick, 6th round pick. He will utilize.
I would like to see him with a top flight tight end. Yeah, right. It would be interesting.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, because they're good at receiver now. DK and Tyler Lockett. That's a hell of a duo.
Oh yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney plans on resetting the market. On top of wanting to be a title contender, he wants to sign a record-setting contract. This could entice cap-rich teams like the Indianapolis Colts. I said title contender. So the New York Giants are out of it, Basant.
Damn it.
The NFL owner. Oh, yeah, never mind. I already talked about that. I had it half typed. The XFL continues its debut and continues to keep our interest. This was hilarious. Mike McGloin was benched after docking on the play calling going into halftime after his poor play. These sideline interviews are freaking awesome. Also, I would like to say the DC Defenders are Jersey Talk's official XFL team.
No,
you ride or die with them. Yes,
absolutely disagree with that.
You are being forced.
New York Guardians for life, baby.
Okay, that's fair because you have a New York team. Isn't that the one Mike McGloin plays for?
No.
Oh,
it's shoot. I forget who the quarterback is for the Guardians.
No, because
it's not McGloin. It's
are you
someone
sure?
else. I'm 100% sure.
Because don't they have no?
Oh, it is McGloin.
Yeah, it is Matt McGloin. Yeah. And then other XFL news. Did you guys see that? That was hilarious. Yeah. So before halftime, did you see that?
What are we talking about?
The XFL.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so going into halftime, they interviewed him. It was a regular halftime interview, and they asked him, "It's like, what's the game plan?" Because he was playing really bad, and they asked him, "It's like why?" and stuff. And he pretty much just like, "Our play calling's terrible. We just need to work on that." And then and then the coach was like. What? Why would you just say that? And yeah, they came out and he was benched. Dude, he was playing terrible.
Dude, but imagine this: they played Tampa on week 1.
Mm-hmm.
McGloin balled.
Yeah.
So imagine how bad Tampa is.
Yeah. Other XFL news is that there has been interest in bringing in Tim Tebow. He was asked about this at a Mets press conference he was at, and he said there's been communications. So that's what I'm basing this off of.
How old is Tim Tebow?
Probably early 30s, 30, 32, something like that. I would like to see it.
Yeah, let's see.
It'd be fun.
I think he would instantly be the best player.
He's 32.
Yeah, 32. And the XFL, they're mostly doing college offenses anyways. It's like
I don't know how fit he is, but I'm assuming he's pretty
still playing baseball. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I think I would like to see Tim Tebow be back in football. Also, I just don't want to see him playing for the Mets. I think we can agree with that, right, Basant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Mets.
Yeah. Mets are a joke.
And their fan base is a joke, too.
Oh. I can't speak to that. I just like dogging on the Mets because it's really easy to. All right. So I want to bring this. We're moving on from Weekly Hooks. If we got anything wrong, just tell us what we got wrong. And then
on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter, and then do #FireGuardPacks so we know. I want to bring this table to discussion. We already hinted at it. I want to talk about some MLB and some baseball. The MLB commissioner, Fred Manfred, has said that any retaliations against the Astros, so like hitting them, like a pitcher hitting them or something, will be dealt with. I think this is complete BS.
They're going to get absolutely beat up this entire season.
Oh yeah, I don't.
And I'll love to see.
Well, because the way I forget what the details of the report, but it was along the lines of that if they get they're making a new rule where umpires can pretty much judge if the pitch was intent to hit, and if it was, that there will be serious ramifications to that going up to the front office, including managers and stuff.
So if they're highly concerned about this, why not suspend every single starter that's currently on the team for the entire season? So in a way, it's kind of a precautionary move for them. They get penalized; they don't get paid the entire season, and bring in all these scrubs from the minor leagues and have them start.
Because I'll tell you this right now, because the MLB isn't trying to actually take care of the problem. They're just trying to cover it up. If they actually cared about the problem, this is what they would do. They would strip the title of their team, rings, and banners and call it a day. Like, hell, if they even wanted to throw in a postseason, I think a 1-year postseason ban would be enough. Some people are hitting at like 4 to 5. I'm like, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, that's too much.
Because then you're then the team that. Now, if that is just what you did, then okay. But I think the easiest way to solve this problem, and I think this is what they should have done from the very beginning, is you cheated. And not everyone on the team was involved in this, as far as my knowledge goes. But you have to punish the organization for this.
You do.
And in order to do that is you guys cheated. We aren't going to acknowledge you as winners. Right. And I've seen some people, and I won't name anyone like Colin Cowherd, that have their takes on it are like, you can't do that because baseball's never done that in the past. And I will say to the fools that say that, why are we looking to the past to decide the future of the sport?
Right.
Isn't that's not how this should work.
No.
We should learn from our mistakes. And also, those scandals are different. Those were, granted, everyone in the league was using steroids, but this is worse than steroids because when players are on steroids, they don't know the pitch.
Right.
If they hit the ball, yeah, it's going to be gone. But you still got to hit the ball.
Yep.
What the Astros did is the equivalent of if the 2015 Broncos defense knew what the play call was and where the quarterback and who the first read was. That is what this is. Yeah. And I bring up the 2015 Broncos because they would never do such a thing. But that would be an NFL comparison. I think people would understand.
And if you were to compare the penalties, like look at what happened to Manchester. Man City. Like,
that's exactly how
they got penalized for 2 years. They can't play a single game for 2 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine what their fan base is going through, how much money they're losing. How can Astros fans go to a stadium to go watch an away game, for example, and not get just absolutely trashed by fans?
I mean,
I didn't even think about that. That is true.
The thing is, I don't know why this is so hard for the MLB. This impacted guys' livelihoods and perceptions of players. Darvish was looked at as a choker and by some because of that World Series. There's a pitcher right now filing a lawsuit against the Astros because he hasn't played since his awful pitching against who? The Astros. I don't. And it's because they granted immunity to the players because they needed to figure out what they were doing. But it's like, you gave them way too much leeway. I mean, first of all, this isn't
the right comparison, but in a way, the Astros organization is like a cancer cell.
Yeah.
And it's slowly spreading throughout the league, and it's affecting literally everybody.
Yeah.
From organizations to players to fans. There's... Yeah. It's not going to be the same.
No,
it's not.
That's true.
Okay, I'll end this discussion with one more question. Do we think this is good for baseball?
No.
Do you know why? I asked that because we're talking about the MLB more than I have ever remembered in recent history.
I mean,
and now people are going to be watching the regular season games because they want to see what people are going to do to the Astros. Because I mean, there's no better way to keep people's interest than have a hero and a villain in your league. The NBA does that better than most NBA does that better than most leagues, and there's a clear villain now in the MLB.
Right.
And it's going to be like that for the next at least
decade. I think for a decade.
This is a World Series. Yeah, it's going to be for a while.
Because, I mean, from a part Yankees perspective, I mean, clearly
you're a Yankees fan.
It's frustrating for me.
This should be most frustrating for you.
Most frustrating for us, and then for Dodgers fans. And, it's just a lot to it. So, viewership will go up. Like, anyone would love to see the Astros get demolished this season.
Right.
But in a way, it doesn't look good league-wise that, no, they were not able to find a solution to this.
Yeah.
Right.
And that it could potentially happen again.
I mean,
we don't
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Great discussion. I just, awesome stuff, guys. Now, more serious note, I want to talk about some divorce.
Oh.
Since we're already beginning to see guys get cut, released, and traded this offseason, I want to turn to you guys and ask who we think will be gone. I got 3 players in mind, but I want to start with Basant. Okay, I lied. I want to start with Jacob.
I already knew you were going to say Basant, so I didn't even turn on my phone.
Yeah.
All right. So the first player that I would like to see cut is Chris Harris. He's 32 and he's asking for a lot of money. That's about it. That's the only reason why. He's old and he's asked for too much money.
Okay.
The second one is Delaney Walker. He's injury plagued the last 2 seasons, and they have another option in Jonnu Smith. And then my third is Carl Joseph. He has never settled in at Oakland, and they drafted Jonathan Abram. His affordable cap number, and he can settle in somewhere else.
All right. I like that. I like this. I'll go next, and then we'll end with Basant. That's what I meant to say.
We'll end with Basant.
Yeah,
that's what he meant to say.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that doesn't smell good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I burped. It wasn't that.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to begin with, I think, quarterback Xavier. Oh, not Xavier. Xavier Rhodes. I had the wrong Xavier. Xavier Rhodes, I think, is going to get cut by the Minnesota Vikings because I think he was probably the worst corner in football last year, and I still don't know how he got in the Pro Bowl. And he was plagued with injuries last year. That could be why he was as bad as he was, and he has a large cap hit, and the Vikings right now aren't in a good cap situation. Rumors are they're trying to move on from Diggs too, so he's a possible candidate. And then Devontae Freeman, the running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Injuries have plagued him. A lot of these guys' injuries are going to be the main concern, as always with these. Injuries have plagued him the last few seasons at a position that honestly is viewed as easy replaceable, especially with the production he's been putting up the last few seasons. It hasn't been eye-popping, and especially with the struggles and cap situation the Falcons are in. And then I'll end with Sammy Watkins, because with the emergence of Mecole Hardman and Watkins' high cap hit at around $16 million, he's still only 26 and has shown a lot of talent. He's not getting cut because he's a bad player. He would be getting cut because he's one of the highest paid wide receivers when he's not one of the best paid wide receivers, and the Chiefs got to pay Patrick Mahomes north of $200 million. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to pay Chris Jones probably around $90 million. And, I mean, neither Andy Reid or Sean McVay were able to get the most out of this guy. And if they can't, who can, really? Mm-hmm. So now we got our guys. Son, you got 3 guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Surprised none of you guys said Nate Solder.
I didn't say him because I knew you were going to say him. All right.
So Nate Solder, he signed a 4-year deal. What was it, like $60 or $70 million for the New York Giants 2 years ago, and has been an absolute bust. He is literally like a statue out there, and provides no help to his quarterbacks, and is an absolute waste of money. Therefore, he should be the top player in this entire league to be cut. Second on my list is LaShawn McCoy. I feel like the Chiefs don't really need to utilize him based on their current weapons. And my third is Brandon Carr, who's currently on the Ravens.
Yeah.
He bounced around from the Cowboys to the Ravens, and I feel like he's not really a good fit for their scheme. And he's old.
I think he's been solid, but that's also because he's been asked to be the third or fourth corner.
Which in a way, like he's asking, his contract does a lot of money too.
Yeah. Well, that's the big thing is, he makes a lot of money in a secondary that can afford to lose him. You got Jimmy Smith and predominantly got Marlon Humphrey, who's a beast. Mm-hmm. And then I believe Jimmy Smith's going to be a free agent, but I'd imagine them keeping him. Yeah. I think he's going to be a free agent. I'm not sure on that. We're going to get into some film review next, but before we do that, we got to take a quick intermission real quick. So we'll be right back. And we are back with some Saquon Barkley film review.
Ooh.
Yeah. He was the second overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft, not the 2017.
My bad.
I know. It's funny because I was mixed.
Stupid mistake.
It was Mitch Trubisky. That's the funny part. Yeah, exactly. So last weekend we reviewed some Michael Thomas film. We found out he was really good at football. This week we're going to talk about the best running back in football, Saquon Barkley. And my number one takeaway is, just like Michael Thomas, he's really good at football.
Wow,
really good.
Extremely.
But okay, so my number one takeaway is, and before I get in all this, Giants O-line was terrible. So just take that into consideration when we talk about Saquon. Like, he's
absolutely the worst in the league.
I wouldn't say worst.
Second worst.
I would say bottom 5.
Jeez.
And then there's people out there like Max Kellerman that try saying it's good. I'm like, no, you just have a good.
No. Okay, Giants fans are very unique. We'll say that we're good. And Kyle, you know this.
It's like this with every fan base, man. Yeah. I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah. Every year for the Giants, like for us, for the past decade, it's been, we fixed our line. We brought in a couple of new guys. Yeah. And as soon as we bring them in, they don't do shit. Mm-hmm. They don't do anything. They literally stand there like statues. And they're like, we're supposed to guard our quarterback? It's great. Eli's back there. Oh, shit. Never mind. He's down.
Eli's back there.
I'm laughing because right before this episode, we talked about how we're going to cut down on cussing, specifically me, because I'm the worst. And I'm starting to drop like 3 or 4 in that.
I'm sorry. Dude.
I get
about the Giants.
Oh, I would be too. They're terrible.
Pisses me off.
Hey, if it makes you feel better watching the film, it's like, wow, like Daniel Jones. There's a lot to like about Daniel Jones. Yeah, I
it's
like
Eli Manning, but he actually has legs.
Yeah, dude, no, that's exactly what it is. But so my number one takeaway from watching film on Saquon this week was that he's a home run hitter. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But like it or not, he's a home run hitter, and what I mean by that is he's not necessarily going to be like Zeke or Mark Ingram, where like he or Derrick Henry, like he progressively gets better and better, and he's a downhill runner. What he does is a lot like what Tyreek Hill does with the Chiefs, is at any moment he can take the ball 20, 30, 40 yards or explode for a touchdown. And to me, that's kind of what you want out of a modern day running back if you're in an offense like Kansas City's, or you're an offense like Sean Payton and the Saints and stuff like that. He's really just kind of the perfect West Coast running back, because that being said, you can give him the ball 20, 25 touches a game, but what you really want to be doing is probably 18 to 20 handoffs and then about 5-6 catches a game, because in the passing game, if he's got space, you're doomed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're doomed. And I'll get more to that later. So I'll just start with his just kind of running. Once he sees a hole, he commits to it like hell. Oh, yeah. Like if there's an open hole, it's exactly what you think it is. He's straight line, and you either get in his way and hope for the best, because he can truck through people, because he has some of the most impressive legs in all of football. That's why people call him Saquad, and he has the speed. And the insane thing about it is, you watch this guy is you see Frank Gore, but you also see Shady McCoy. Like you see the power and just relentless
agility.
Yeah, and of Frank Gore, and just the will of never wanting to go down. But then you see the agility, the quickness, the just move. Like when you're watching running backs on film, you can tell if you watch how they cut and move their feet, you can, if it looks natural, then you know it's it's something like special because if I'm trying to think of how to properly word this, but it's like nothing looks forced.
Mm-hmm.
It like this all looks second nature to him, and when that's the case, it's like when he can just think on the dime like that. It's like a Lamar Jackson. It's like you never know if he's going left, right. It's impossible to have any sense of what direction this guy's going in.
It's pure instinct.
Yeah, it's dude.
And one thing I'll point out, I'm sure you noticed this too.
Yeah.
When Saquon is cutting players, and what do I mean by cutting, like juking them out?
Yeah.
Do you ever notice his level of gravity? How low to the field he is?
Yeah.
He gets down lower than any running back. Because running backs, they utilize their knees, but Saquon uses his knees way more than a traditional running back. He gets down, like he's literally 2 inches away from touching the ground. And it just cuts and just darts across.
Yeah. And
it's quick.
And I would say this, him saying that reminded me of this. So to the point I said of him being not necessarily being a downhill runner, the perfect example of this would be, I'm not going to say he struggles between the guards and center because it's hard to get a gauge because, like I said, their offensive line is bad. But he's working. I got to judge with what he's got, but running, it seems like it dips a little bit when he's running between the guards.
It's a little inconsistent.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. Yeah, he's a little inconsistent when he's running between guards. But you get him between the tackles and outside the numbers, it like I hinted at earlier, this dude wants to get outside.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can run you over, or he's faster than you. Mm-hmm. It's one of the two, and and that's just the case with everyone in the NFL. He's either bigger or faster than you, and he's just got the moves. And I guess one thing he can like really work on, I guess, is maybe blocking, but like it's not like
he's decent. He's not bad.
Yeah, that's a testament to how good. That's more of a testament of how good he is. It's like really the only flaw I could really think of. It's like he could be a better between the center and the guard runner, and he could use a little work on his blocking, but it's like nothing I saw was a concern, just little things. Also, it's how they used him too.
Oh yeah.
And like
he's pretty much like a fourth wide receiver on the field.
Yeah, and they line him up at wide receiver a lot. And I do appreciate how much they would use him in the passing game because I've been critical of how they've used him in the running game. But they use him exactly, I believe, how the way you should use Saquon, I think, is the way the Steelers used Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
I think if you want to maximize Saquon, that's how you use him because then you're allowing him to do what he does best.
I just wish that the Giants can build an O-line like what Le'Veon had in Pittsburgh.
I know.
He would easily put up 1,500
if they could get
yards.
half that O-line, we're good. But like I said earlier, watching film, and I've had this opinion, I think the dude's the best running back in football.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. I think, and once you get in these top 5, top 3 arguments, you can make an argument for any one of them. But,
he's just.
Well, and I hate playing this game, but with running backs, it's easier than any other position, I think, because of how important an O-line is. But, I think if you put him behind the Cowboys O-line, I think, he is slightly better than what Zeke does.
Yeah.
But that's also because, the dude he's special, man. He's really special. And that's why, and I dog on the Giants a lot. And one of the reasons is I am genuinely concerned that this could end up being another Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Is where he ends up. Because he is the kind of guy that will stick with his team no matter what. So even if they're bad, and he is the kind of guy that fits New York perfectly. So I'm just really worried that it will be 10 years of nothing, and we never really get to see his full potential. But he's so far so good. Right. It's just that team has a lot of holes.
Yeah. John Mara, he has a lot to do with this, and I like how you compared, or like you stated that you hope that Saquon sticks around the entire time. I think he will.
He seems that kind of person.
He is a very there's a reason why he has a captain's badge on his jersey. He's a leader, clearly. And he does have somewhat of a mentality like what Odell had, Like, he loves when he gets the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But Saquon never shows frustration, ever. He's like, okay, fine. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
Right? So having that mentality for that team, it's very enriching.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very good for that locker room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Giants will always pay him top dollar
Mm-hmm.
whenever contract time comes.
I hope
He's
so.
definitely going to get paid more than Zeke, I can tell you that,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be expensive. But they just got to get their stuff in line.
Yeah,
Right.
They do.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only way that they can win a ring.
Yeah,
I'd really hate to see them race.
I like because it's if they can get because what I think the Giants should do this year is I think they should draft one of the top wide receivers because then you got your trio on offense, you got your triplets, and then
You thinking Judy?
I'm thinking Judy, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Judy.
That'll be good.
I am.
We're talking about Jerry Judy. By the way.
Jerry Judy,
Yeah.
wide receiver, Alabama, arguably the best wide receiver in college football. I would want him to go to the Giants because I compare him a lot to Odell Beckham.
I think more Julio Jones. I see more Julio Jones in him. But Odell Beckham, I mean, that's a reason.
There's both, but like I think if they can, I think they should draft someone rather than sign. But like I think if they just can bring in a top flight wide receiver talent and then just. And because then you got your triplets and you can just kind of piece together your offensive line as things go on. And then because you have a tight end in Evan Ingram. So if he can stay healthy, you got all the offensive weapons you're going to need. It's just, can you fix up that defense and offensive line? Because that secondary is atrocious. That secondary is just as bad as that O-line.
If the Giants bring in all these top dogs, like, for example, from Seattle, free agent Clowney. If they're bringing Clowney to New York, fix up that D line, provide some rush.
Yeah.
They won't have to draft someone high like Isaiah Simmons, for example, or maybe even Chase Young if he were to last that long in the draft, which I doubt he would.
Dude, if Chase Young could go to the New York Giants, that would be awesome.
Yes,
that would be awesome.
Because no doubt there is consideration that he's going to be a Hall of Fame player already.
They're
already talking
he has Hall of Fame talent.
Yeah.
I think we should say that. Yeah, he definitely has a Hall of Fame talent. I mean, he is the better prospect than Nick and Joey Bosa coming out of college football. And we saw what they were immediately able to do. Sam Hubbard's another defensive end that's came in from Ohio State that plays for the Bengals. That's been a good player for them, as bad as they've been. So it's like, and this guy's the cream of the crop out of those guys. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
If Giants fix their defense and free agency, they can go and draft Judy, no problem.
Yeah, who would you want to see the Titans bring in defensively? Because I have a couple guys I'd be interested in seeing go there.
Clowney was a bit on my mind, but other than that, I can't really think of anyone. Who would you have in mind?
Byron Jones, a corner from the
I actually
Cowboys.
had him on thoughts for the Giants too because
they need to get a corner. I think Byron Jones or Darius Slay would be their two best bets. I think Darius Slay.
There's a lot of talk about Darius Slay. Right now. A lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's on the trade. He's on the trade block now, and that's
Question.
Yeah.
So you watch a lot of film on Saquon, and you obviously watch every game.
Yes.
So
every snap.
Yeah. So what was your favorite play from Saquon during the season?
This season.
I mean, he was injured for a little bit, but I mean,
I gotta say his record game against the Redskins. Every year, he absolutely destroys the Redskins every game. Like, I can't think ever since he got drafted that he's rushed for less than 150 yards against the Redskins. You can probably fact check.
Yeah.
He's had at least 2 touchdowns every game and over 100 yards.
Yeah, I don't have his stats, but I can tell
and he
played very well.
Over 200 scrimmage yards this game.
Wow.
Yeah. No, his most impressive, I'm going to say game, but because also there's a play in there that I really liked, was the what game? It was the game he came back from injury. Oh my God. Was it? No, because he got hurt in the Tampa. I believe it was the Cardinals game. The Cardinals game was the first game he came back from injury. And that is the most impressive game for me because the dude didn't lose a step. And that injury should have kept him out probably realistically for another 2 weeks, probably.
He was expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
He came back in 5.
Yeah, wow. And he did not lose a step in that game. He looked exactly like the way he did the game, not the Tampa game, but the game previously I watched before that. And then The most impressive play I saw in that was actually not like a big play or anything. It was a goal line play. And it's the very thing we're talking about between the guards and stuff is the dude just plowed his way into the end zone. It like he just nosedive right in. And I mean there was
go like a basketball shot, like go over the O-line.
Well, no, there was a hole and there were defenders there to stop him. It's just he plowed his way through. And it's like plays like that really speak to me because that's effort.
Yeah.
That is all effort.
Yep.
And that's huge for me because it's like that really shows you like who they are, especially with the Giants because they weren't. And at that point, their season was still like up in the air, like they weren't a complete garbage fire quite yet, or their season hadn't been decided yet. But like, so there was still something to compete for. But it's like to see that kind of effort
because of the division.
You know, your team probably isn't probably making the playoffs. I'm happy for it.
Although our division was kind of trash this year.
Oh, dude, we were the worst division by far.
But I'm still happy my team made it, and
they didn't last very long.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
They made it though.
They made it. Yeah.
Which was impressive as in itself. Fun fact,
especially with that offense.
Okay. Carson Wentz. I will not take slander from Carson Wentz. First quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards with a receiver that was not above 500 receiving yards.
You got to give credit to his head coach.
Here we go.
Okay. I love Carson Wentz. Don't get me wrong.
No, you don't. That's complete bullshit.
I do, but
guys, I'm gonna tell you that's bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. Yeah, I like my quarterback. Okay, I don't love him.
Okay,
I like my quarterback.
There you go.
Listen, though,
you don't love him.
Nick Foles is better.
Nick Foles is better, bro. Nick Foles is better, bro. Give me that W.
This is
all day long. I'll take the W all day long over the stats.
Did you know if
that just means we had crap wide receivers the whole year because we did
preach.
Yeah,
we literally had nobody, so we have to throw to everyone.
Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
Exactly. He's throwing to those guys, and he throws for 4,000 yards, and he guides the team to the playoffs. What's not impressive about that?
I mean, that's good, but
that's great.
He's not complaining.
He's not complaining.
It sounds like he's complaining.
I'm the one that's complaining, but that's a pure bias.
Like, when you have no wide receivers, you have to use all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, like,
it is impressive. It is impressive. Yeah. I do like my quarterback. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's I don't want to get too hung up on that.
Eagles still suck though.
All right, calm down, Giants.
Okay.
The
calm down. Giants.
All right.
I mean, and Bears too. You know.
Oh, shut up. All right. So that's it for today, ladies and gents. Follow us on Twitter at Jersey Talk and subscribe on YouTube at Jersey Talk. And like always, stay classy, San Diego.